So guys, recording is started. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So today we'll see about basic hardware components, the list of hardware components and what is the use, okay, and small details about it. Okay. The first component is the CPU. It's not a class, right? So then obviously, so the CPU, RAM, ROM means what is that? It is a BIOS chip. Okay. ROM, it is a BIOS chip. Okay, and of course motherboard. What is a motherboard? Use of motherboard is important. SMPS, and finally hard disk and SSD. This SSDs. Those are major components in any computer. Like you take a laptop or desktop or whatever server it is. These are the major components. Of course, cabinet. Cabinet. Okay. So we'll see one by one. So what it is. So what is CPU? What is CPU?
Central processor.
Central processing unit.
Sir, one doubt. North bridge, difference between North bridge and South bridge, and the difference between client server and remote server operations.
Client
System
server.
server. Client server and system server.
Not seen this thing, but client and server is there. So that's also will not. Okay. Yeah. North bridge and south bridge. Still people are asking this question because there are removed this in new motherboards. They become one chip only now. Yeah, okay, now balance. Very good. That's the random questions. It's important. Generally, we call something as a processor, right? What is a processor? It's our CPU. CPU, processor, they're all same name. It is nothing but a chip, an IC. Okay? It is the major manufacturers are Intel and AMD. Intel and AMD are a main processor manufacturer. Of course, there are a lot of manufacturers are there. For example, you take a mobile phone. Mobile phone having a processor, MediaTek processor, Qualcomm, Snapdragon. Okay, these are all processors only. Normal computer processors. So major manufacturer is Intel and AMD. There's a lot of manufacturers, including Motorola. Motorola is a first mobile phone processor manufacturer. Okay. Cisco routers, switches actually from Motorola processors only. Now I think it is Snapdragon. It's Qualcomm. Okay, so this is a processor. Of course, you know how it is look like, and I said it is revision, not a. So I don't need to show you. Okay, the Intel and the AMD type of processor. So what is the processor thing we will see? So processor having every processor having a clock speed. Course, mainly in CPU, two major parts. One is ALU, another one is CU, control unit, arithmetic and logical unit. So your processor will do, it is a brain of computer. Okay. Brain of computer, lever of computer. Brain of a computer. Second one is like it do arithmetic and logical. That's why we have a ALU, arithmetic and logical functions. Okay. You take input. What this processor will do? It take input process it. Process means arithmetic and logical function. Okay. Process and give the output on the display or store information in the memory. Okay. Get output. So this output is either it will go to display on your screen, means monitor, or store in memory. Which memory? That is separate. It can be stored in only in primary memory, or it can be stored permanently in a secondary memory device. So when you see a processor, every processor has different models. You can see task manager, performance, CPU. So this is a clock speed is there. Clock speed. Okay. FSB, front side bus, which defines actually RAM speed or a RAM model. Okay. So each model of RAM having different clock speeds. So RAM clock speed will decide by CPU FSB. Every piece of CPU having a cache memory. In cache memory, L1, L2, L3 cache memories are there. There is in cache memory L1, L2, L3 cache memories are there. You can see this. This is L3 cache memory. This clock speed is not FSB, that is showing differently. Okay, so this is L1, L2, L3 cache memories. Next, nowadays you purchase any computer, that's its number of cores, number of logical processors. This is also called as threads. Number of cores per processor. You have to take it. Okay, so for example, here it is. Cores are two core. Logical processors are 4 for this particular processor. Okay, so like that you can check it. So this is a very basic details of a processor. In processor again, there is a 32-bit processor and a 64-bit processor. Instruction set is 32-bit, means the length of this instruction set, size of the instruction, one data is 32-bit in 32-bit processor. In 32-bit processor. Same goes for a 64-bit processor also. Okay, so next one is so here it is. If you take 64-bit processor, some facilities we will get it. 54 CPU having some facilities. Some positive or negative way you can do it. You can run more complex instructions. Okay. Big size data we can process. Big size data we can able to process possibilities. This is another point, like it is required more RAM than 32-bit is compared to 32-bit. Okay, required more RAM. For example, an example you can take an example. 32-bit CPU kind of stuff required, for example, 2 GB for their operating system. For certain application, for some operating system, you need a 2 GB RAM, for example. 1 GB RAM. For example, you want to install Windows 10 operating system. If it is a CPU is 32-bit and RAM is 1 GB. 1 GB. Same. If you take 64-bit processor and you need a 2 GB RAM minimum for installing same Windows 10. So that's the difference. Required more RAM capacity than a 32-bit system. Okay. So that is one thing. Because data size is big, instruction size is big, so more RAM is required. And if you see virtualization technology, built-in virtualization technology is there. UEFI support is there. Because of UEFI, you will get a secure boot. When if in case you are asking a question, what is the difference between 32-bit, 64-bit? You said UEFI. So what is an UEFI? It is a new version of BIOS. Okay. And again, what is BIOS? It is a firmware. It helps to boot your system. Very simple word. Originally not that much simple, but can tell in a simple way. Okay. When you start your system, this firmware will help you. So UEFI is that one. But if you set in secure boot, then definitely there is a question: what is a secure boot? If you say something, then definitely what it is. So don't read or don't say only this part. Also, put yourself a question: what it is. Then only you can able to know it. Then only you can able to speak. Most of interview questions from your answers only. Okay, so it does not mean in my time, it is a fresher time. If you know, then speak about it. Otherwise, don't speak about it. It's not like that now. It is if you know, speak about it. You must know what it is also. Okay? Don't ignore like you don't speak about it. Better not to get questions. As many as questions you got it. That is person will can understand. That is your performance. That is you have a good knowledge. You got very less questions. It's less knowledge only. So here it is. What is this virtualization technology? Benefit what it is? Okay. You can run multiple guest voice in single physical machine. And single physical machine. What is guest voice? Again, you said guest voice. Then what is guest voice? Guest voice in virtual machine. Voice in the virtual machine is guest voice. Is any other voice is there? Yes, that is called a host voice. Voice in your physical machine is called a virtual machine. For example, I have my laptop is Windows 10 Home. My laptop with Windows 10 Home. That is my host voice. In my PC, I have a VMware workstation or virtual box there. So I'm going to VMware workstation. This is my VMware workstation. This VM, okay, it is not opening. So see, this is my Windows XP. Okay, this is my Windows XP. This is my Windows 10. This is my Linux operating system, Linux virtual machine. These are all virtual machines only. Okay, so those are all. This is a virtual machine, contains Windows 10 operating system. So this operating system, this OS in this virtual machine is a guest operating system. That's a point to say. Okay, so this is see one question. It's very simple, but see there is an answer again in a part of answer. Then it is there. So what is the meaning of this sentence? Is we can run multiple guest OS in single machine means in single physical machine you can run in single physical machine means a server or a desktop it is. We can run multiple virtual machines. Means inside a virtual machine you can run different type of operating system. That is the point there. In virtual machine you can install and run any OS, any operating system, Windows, Linux or anything. You can. These are the some points related to a CPU. Mainly what is CPU and what is the things in your CPU. What is a 32-bit and 64-bit? Okay. In that one there is some part I have taken out. Okay. Yeah. So I will come to the North Bridge and South Bridge guys. So then I will go to RAM and ROM kind of stuff. Then I will come to North Bridge and South. Do you understand up to here?
Yes, sir.
Then what is RAM and ROM? It's the most common question. RAM and ROM differences. What is RAM? You can tell me, no problem.
It's memory.
Very good.
Read only.
Very good. So sir will take an interview in a 15 minutes. Okay. So RAM is a kind of
Temporary storage.
temporary memory. ROM is a permanent.
Permanent.
How it is permanent and also it's we can
RAM stores the data in MBS.
both are memory means both are stores data and instructions. Both will store data and instruction. Both are contains data and instruction, but RAM will be changing. One important volatile. Non-volatile memory. What is volatile memory? When power is off, data lost.
Data will be lost.
So in here we don't have a space. Data remains in device even power is off.
Turn off.
Turn off is also good word. Okay. When you shut down your computer or if power is off, you can do it. Volatile
RAM
is RAM.
RAM is
You tell me.
RAM is expensive and faster memory, where ROM is cheaper and slower memory.
No, no. So don't go to cost because we don't buy RAM. Very good point. That is, okay, RAM is changeable. We change according to our requirement. So based on CPU and motherboard. Okay, we can able to change our RAM capacity. Changeable means we can change the RAM capacities by changing RAM. We can changeable means both adding, replacing possibilities there. ROM is we cannot change. We cannot change the RAM in generally. Again, there is some question. Really cannot able to change. I can able to change kind of stuff is there. So it's generally in general I'm telling. So we don't change ROM chip, your BIOS chip. Okay, we cannot change or we don't change. We don't change generally. Okay, don't change. We can't upgrade the sizes. Okay, we don't remove adding kind of stuff. We don't do. We can buy RAM, can add a RAM, but we can't buy a ROM. If you go to market, I want a ROM chip, then they will give you some ROM empty chip kind of stuff. It is a continuous flow of data. It is very useful in both are important in a booting computer. If you don't put a RAM, don't system won't boot. If you don't have a ROM, does not know how to boot. Again, it is a volatile while only I'm telling guys, volatile means of course your ROM chip is a volatile memory, you know that one. Hard disk, SSDs, these are all non-volatile memory devices only as the definitions. USB pen drives, SD cards, these are all, you know, your SD cards, memory cards, your pen drives, these are all comes under non-volatile only. Of course, RAM has their own details. Again, every RAM has their own clock speed, which is must be CPUs. It is must be matches with CPU FSB speed. So you have to go to details of CPU, then only will find. RAM majorly on sizes basis. RAM sizes are there. RAM models also there, right? DDR4 currently in market. DDR3 expired in market. Okay. Next, DDR4 upcoming in the market. It is already in the market now. So you can try with this new processor, Intel i5 or i3 or i7, 12th generation. The 12th generation support, it is in the market. Clock speed, file size, sorry, RAM sizes. So actually say, you have a IO devices, right? Input output devices, load data to IO controller. Okay. This IO controller will understand what is your input output devices and it is giving the data to RAM. Okay, so RAM load the data, run to CPU cache, then your CPU. It is two-way direction, guys. If I possible, then I will try to show you. Go to this. I'll show you small hardware PPT. Here I have written. Using PPT is very easy to tell. So this is the thing. Your IO controller load data to the RAM, RAM to cache, cache to CPU. CPU process it, the data into cache, cache to RAM, RAM to IO controller. That is the function. It's two-way direction function. So we are giving input from the input devices that will understand by IO controller and give the information to RAM, RAM to CPU cache, cache to your CPU. CPU process it, put it in a cache, cache to RAM, RAM to IO controllers to. What is this cache? Cache is nothing but a RAM only. This SRAM means static RAM. Name is like that, static RAM. Okay, don't say like a DHCP dynamic RAM kind of stuff. Okay, it's a RAM model, static RAM. It is a faster. It is faster than a DRAM. RAM has two types. RAM, actually two types, SRAM and DRAM. So this is SRAM. This is DRAMs. It's a model from DRAMs. I didn't give in that much details now, so we don't. Otherwise, again it is class. Already I'm taking like a class. So the cache is built inside built inside in a CPU. Inside a CPU, it's not outside. Inside a CPU, that's it is very faster. As you say, guys, north bridge and south bridge. Okay, actually, I have changed PPT, but it is not showing that. These are when we update, creates new versions. I can draw the picture, but there's already picture is there. Why should we? Here it is. You can see these are the input devices: keyboard, mouse, your storage devices, your connections like USB connections. Okay, audio, video, mic, speakers, all are devices, and all are interact with their chipsets, and finally connected to a controller that are given to RAM, RAM to CPU, CPU to cache. What is this north bridge and south bridge? North bridge is responsible to make a communication between CPU and RAM. Okay, CPU and RAM. North bridge is simply in between what is between, okay, is in between, not exactly it is in between, but communication in between. Communication in between CPU and RAM. Okay, communication between CPU and RAM. It will manages communication between CPU and RAM. Whereas south bridge manage communication between RAM and other peripherals. Means you can see this is a RAM, and other I/O controllers, input devices, their chipsets, and all is there. No, this South Bridge will take care of the communication between these two things. RAM to CPU communication is faster. South Bridge, we can. I think we have a motherboard here, old style motherboard. It is a South Bridge. You can see this is the North Bridge, which is near to CPU and processor. Okay. This near to CPU and RAM. Sorry, okay, I said processor. Okay, CPU and RAM. Near to CPU and RAM place. It is outsider, means little distance. It is usually near to PCA slots kind of stuff. PCA, AGP, graphic cards. So where we put it? That location only. See, this is AGP, graphic card. This is PCA slots. PCIe means smaller than this one. I have another motherboard. See, this is the one kind of new motherboard. This is your North Bridge comes South Bridge. Okay, now it is merged. Nowadays, this North and South bridges merged. Didn't think that they will ask this type of question, but it is a good question. Very already, guys. I sent a PPT for a server and services. Why didn't you see? Peer to peer, I explained server and client. Given small thing, right? What is peer to peer? What is server and client? Server provide a service and client access a service. That is a very simple. But in this one, server is can be a server can be a machine, means a device, a device. Of course, server is a basic.
Server has respond to the client.
Very good. So this is important. Client send request to server and server response responder a response to client. Send response a responder. Response is not, because there is a one, always remember, because nowadays everybody web servers frameworks are going on a design go framework. So background is so I have a web browser. Web browser is an application. So now it is client is can be an application. Client does not mean a operating system or a computer. That's what I'm trying to say. It is client meaning is may not be a system also. Client can be a system, means a computer kind of stuff, or it can be a normal certain device kind of stuff, or it can be an application also. Application means browser is an application. Outlook is an application. What is Outlook? What is an Outlook? Anyone?
Look is a mail client application.
Very good. Mail client application. So we receive, we can send.
It is a part of Microsoft also.
Very good. You can send and receive mails. Of course, it is a Microsoft application. Part of Microsoft Office. Either Office 365 or a Office home and student version kind of stuff, like a Office 2001, whatever it is. Okay. It's a Microsoft application. The Office suite. Don't say Office suite. Okay. Like that, web browser is an application. Putty is an application. Like the server can be an application. The server can be a device, or a computer like a system, or it can be a application. For example, Microsoft Exchange is mail server application. Install this one, it automatically it is a mail server application. Tomcat. It's a Tomcat, it is web server come application server application it is. It's an application. You install Tomcat, so you become a web server and as well as an application server. Okay. Not 100% application server, but still it is. Zimbra mail server. Zimbra is a mail server application. So you, by installing an application, you will get a network. Earlier days IBM, now it is HCL, Domino. This is a mail server application. Lotus Note is mail client application. Same IBM. Earlier it is IBM, now it is under HCL. So a server can be a device or a system, or a system means with operating system. System means OS based. Is anybody can tell a server as a device? Server as device. There is a device which act like a server. Where are you getting from? Where you getting an IP address for your laptop, mobile phones, in your home? Is
from DHCP server.
from DHCP server. In our home, we don't have special server kind of stuff. Then what we have? From where, which device we are getting connected, and we are getting an IP address. Which device act like a DHCP server?
Router.
Your router. Okay. So your router act like a
DHCP, sir.
DHCP server and DNS server also. Okay. So you open a google.com, facebook.com. You don't know IP address. So who will give a IP address of google.com or facebook.com? DNS server. So first we will contact our router as a DNS server. It will search and give us okay, IP address. Okay, same, but it is as a server. And of course, as an operating system wise or a computer or a server wise, different type of servers are there. Microsoft Windows servers are there. Firewall device is also there. Firewall is also a device. Of course, software firewall is there, hardware firewall. Firewall is a device. Device firewall is also there. PF sense. This is PF sense. I said firewall. Any name, like you can take any firewall. It is the firewall. So this is interface. The firewall. How it is. This is also a device. The firewall application, firewall application wise is there, as well as Firewall as a device. Why I'm telling about this firewall as a device, it is also act like a VPN server. You can see the diagram. So this is our lone LAN network. This internet. So we are connecting. Okay, so this is the firewall. So firewall act like means not act like a. We have to configure in that device as a VPN server. Okay, so that is enough. Okay. So that is a client and server, guys. Very simple. Again, what is peer-to-peer? Peer-to-peer means a communication, or we can say sharing of information, data, resources. Resources means like a printer kind of stuff. Resources between two or more devices, of course, without centralization, no central type kind of stuff. No centralization, no central control, no permanent. No permanent. That instant only a PCs work as a server because it is providing and other person is accessing, but not every time. But server and client, once a server, it is a server. It is a web server means it is a web server. Mail server means mail server only. Lot of servers are there. So if you are forget, please go through that. I already shared server and services, guys. Compulsory go through this. What is peer-to-peer, what is server and client, what is work group, domain, different type of servers based on the services. Everything is here very simple notes it is. Different type of servers. Okay. Server based operating systems. I added IBM, but I didn't specify which IBM operating system. Okay. Virtualization related servers. Server based on the hardware. What is tower server? Data server kind of stuff. And add those differences. What is data centers? What is work group and domain? Okay. What is work group? Decentralized administration. Domain, centralized administration. Okay. What is domain? What is Active Directory? So what is authentication? What is authorization? What is authentication? What is authorization? What is DHCP? What is DNS? Okay. Definitions are there. Not a definitions, what it is, that's it. You can read it. If you don't know, I will explain. I think I've taken one revision class for that one. Okay? Yes. Okay. So sir will come. Yeah, we didn't complete it, guys. This hardware part. I said no, we have to go random wise, sequential wise. People knows easily. Easily we can able to understand. But once you go to random, so what is hard disk and SSD? So most another important question. Hard disk contains. So we'll go to SSD benefits only. Okay, it is a type of NV means non-volatile NAND memory type. It is a NAND memory type. NAND memory. It does not contain. Okay, it is lightweight. Sorry, LIGH lightweight. is lightweight. It is faster than normal hard disk. No loose parts. Means like a normal hard disk having a platter, data stores in the platter, a spindle motor. Okay, and a read and write headers kind of stuff. Okay, so you have a no loose part kind of stuff. Okay, so NAND memory, faster, light. Okay, so and easy to carry. Sorry, easy to carry. Anywhere